Currently, I'm looking at global sea surface temperature anomalies, and it looks pretty interesting, especially in the central and northern Atlantic, right about here. You see that sliver of cold waters? It's been recently increasing in the last few days, because this is towards the end of April. Right now, we're in the first week of May. But here's the thing, look at this. It looked even bigger around April 27th. But now, here's what it looks like right now. So right now, here's what it looks like. See, it's shifting further south. Notice that, how it's shifting a little further to the south and east, especially over here. That is because of the cold water damming from melting polar sea ice. It's pretty interesting. See that? April 27th, May 4th. Look at that. Boom. But look at that. There's also an increase in warm waters here. So this might shrivel up. So if you look here, even though the cold water is expanding, it's getting warmer in the eastern Gulf of Mexico and in the northern Caribbean. Just look south of Cuba. See, that's becoming warmer. So by June, July, August, this actually may all become warm, and this cold air might migrate further to the north and east. And some of this might migrate further to the south, but then weaken. The reason we're having this cold water is because there's a cold front here right now, which I will show you on the Weather Underground. weather.cod.edu website. And so, here's the reason. See? Here's that cold front. But then the cold front's going to leave, and look what's going to happen. You're going to have a return to warmer conditions. But then you're going to have a couple more storms that are going to pass through. So this could cause some more increases in the cold. Even more interesting is we're going to have cold temperatures. Winter-type temperatures at 850 millibars. Yeah, look at that. That's very conducive for convective showers and even hail showers, especially if you look aloft. There, some convective showers. More convective showers with very cold air aloft, so you could have some small hail with this, especially with this very big blob of cold air. And that's going to be Wednesday. This is now looking at 10,000 feet. Definitely a good chance for hail. That happens. More convective showers if this happens again, of course. So a good chance of convective showers here. Keep in mind, most of these showers are going to be convective. So some small hail is possible as well, but also some snow. So I'm going to take you to the northeast right now. May 5th is today. Look what's going to happen in the future. Snow. Yep. So there's going to be some snow in Pennsylvania on 1 inch. Some May snowfall is going to be possible. And of course, this is going way out, but that looks pretty interesting, up to 8 inches of snow, but that's going so far out. But next 5 days, there's going to be a chance of some snow in upstate New York, parts of northwestern Pennsylvania, and even a little bit in the Poconos, right there. So this looks interesting. My forecast for this year's hurricane season is 10 to 14 named storms, 3 to 5 hurricanes, and 2 to 3 major hurricanes. 2 to 4 major hurricanes. Actually, no, 1 to 3 major hurricanes. And I believe the brunt of the hurricane season, as usual, will happen from late August through early October. But I think our first named storm, actually it's already happened, so I think this next named storm will be in the middle of June. And the second should be in the middle of July. And of course, the big rash of hurricanes will start in the middle of August. And before I go, I want to show you something about space weather. Actually, no, not space weather. I'm going to show you the anomalies one more time. This is, of course, looking at today. Today's May 5th, of course, Cinco de Mayo. I want to wish all y'all a happy Cinco de Mayo day, especially if you're from Mexico. Today's Mexican Independence Day, of course. It's actually the unlikely Battle of the French in 1862, the Battle of Puebla. I'm sorry. Mexican Independence Day is actually a different day. I'm sorry about that. Got my dates confused there a little bit. Yeah. So this is a big day in Mexico because the French were the Napoleonic French were trying to invade Mexico, and of course they failed, and Mexico won, and that's why today we celebrate Cinco de Mayo, because the victory happened on this date in 1862, exactly 155 years ago. Big day in Mexico, 155 years ago on this day. Well, again, looking at the waters, you see all that cold water here. That sliver of warmth now disappeared, but look at all this cold waters here. It's possible that by the winter this might become warm, and this could cause a positive PNA, which would cause a pattern like this, which would allow for major snowstorms to go up the East Coast, especially if you have some warm waters here. Blocking will develop, so you'll have a trough here on the East Coast, a ridge in Alaska, a ridge on the West Coast, a ridge in Greenland, and then another trough in Europe. This will cause major snowstorms to go up the East Coast. Sometimes the trough could even be funkier with something like this. It could sometimes the ridge may even go back into Canada. I'll show you something that happened in 2011 that would cause that, caused by a positive PNA and a negative NAO. This was about January. Look at that. You see all that open waters? Of course, in early January. Look at that. Look at all that open waters there, because storms were backing in. But here's a funny thing. You had a lot of cold waters here. Reason for that was because we had the La Nina. Big La Nina, too. And that caused but the real reason for all the storms were this. Look at all that warm waters. That caused blocking. Any storms, went crazy. So you might have had troughiness on the West Coast, but also you had troughiness on the East Coast. The storms backed up into Canada. But this year looks a little different. This is January of 2011. But then you have to look into April of 2010, or May of 2010, to see how was the pattern at that time. Pattern was different. Look at all that warm water. Pattern was much different. You had a stronger El Nino, or the cooler waters to the south. You had very warm waters across eastern Atlantic, but you had very warm waters in the Labrador Straits right here. Well, thank you for watching. Bye.